it is toasty. Allergies are running wild. I have at least 2 mosquito bites that I know of, but we're filming a video regardless.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Care's Book Corner. It's been quite a bit since we've last done this. Part of that is my fault. Most of that is my fault. I just haven't been reading. I still haven't been reading, but I don't need to read to film this video. Continuing the trend of my red flag and green flag video, I also am color coordinating my t-shirt with the title of the video, which is Beige Flag Books. Red flag books, very obvious what that is. It's just books that if you read them, you're kind of a red flag, dude. And green flag books, which if you read those, you're a green flag. A beige flag? What is a beige flag? I don't know. So we will turn to Urban Dictionary. According to Urban Dictionary, a beige flag is something that's neither good nor bad, but makes you pause for a minute when you notice it, and you just continue on. Something odd. So a beige flag, I guess, means that if you like this book, you're either following the trends, you're unoriginal, or it's like you like this book. This whole list is basically just fiction books, so I'm not going to separate it like I did my past couple of videos. Most of the nonfiction books that I read are very much like either self-help or like financial literacy books, which if you read those, it's just a beige flag. You're just like, okay, now what? So we're going to get started with the fiction books. I don't know the vernacular of this. Calling someone a red flag and calling someone a green flag makes sense. Calling someone a beige flag doesn't really make sense because it's not like them as it could be them as a human, but it's mostly like their qualities. So if you read this, you're a beige flag. It doesn't sound right. So maybe it's like if you read this, you have beige flag tendencies. If I'm calling you a beige flag, I'm calling you an NPC, a not playable character. So yeah, so if you read any of these books, that's you. And because I've read and liked most of these books, that's me, hence the color. All right, let's get into the books. The first book is Someone Who Will Love You in All Your Damaged Glory. And this book, I genuinely enjoyed. But if you like this book, it's kind of more of like a, why do you like it? Are you okay? And the answer to that, for me at least, is no, I am not okay. I feel like this book is just weird. There's so many weird things in this book that if you like it, it's kind of like a, so you're like out there. And this book is out there. That's why it's great. It takes the most common things in love, like lust and marriage and like societal views on marriage, to a whole new level if we took everything to the extreme. Yep, that's that. The next book, Alone with You in the Ether. This book is also a beige flag because this book is like, if you like it, you're just like, okay, do you like it for the writing? Do you like it because you relate to the characters? Do you like it because you just like the cover? I don't know. I like this book because the writing is very good. The characters are just so questionable, and the fact that the way that the story plays out is the way that the story plays out is not my favorite. I wish that this book ended differently. I don't want to spoil these books. I'm not gonna, but I just wish that this book ended differently. But if you like this book, it's like interesting. Say more. The next book is Picture of Dorian Gray. I feel like if you like this book, it's like, are you just following the hype? Like, do you only like it because it's a very popular book to like? It's a classic. You want to look educated. You want to be mysterious. You want to be that person who's reading this in the middle of a train and people look to and are like, that person's actually really smart and mysterious. They're reading the Picture of Dorian Gray in public. Or do you actually like this book because it's a good story? That's up for you to decide. I like this book. I thought it was really interesting. It took me so long to get into. This book had just blocks of text that I was just like, I can't do this. And those blocks of text, sometimes, not quite often enough for me, were there lines that I enjoyed. Overall, I would say that this book was good, but if you read it and you like it, reflect a little bit. Are you following the trends, or do you actually like the book? The next book that if you like, are you a beige flag? Do you just need to get a personality? Is All the Lovers in the Night. Again, this is one of my favorite books. I do need a personality. Right now, I'm just taking on the cousin's personality. If anyone has a personality that they would like to lend to me, feel free to leave them in the comments and give me new personality traits because God knows I need them. What am I doing? All the Lovers in the Night. I love this book. This book was so good to me. This book, if you like it, again, it's more of the why do you like it? In the sense of, do you like it because you relate to the character like I do? It's not good to relate to the character like that. Or is it because the way that the writing is? This so accurately describes my love for the night, being able to be lost in the world. Or do you like this book because Jack Edwards recommended this book and you're like, I also want to be like Jack Edwards. But I will like to say, I did read this book before Jack Edwards. Sorry, Jack, you're late to the trend. This is my favorite book from this author. I haven't read Breast and Eggs yet, sitting right here on my TBR bookshelf. This book, if you like, it's kind of like a beige flag because it's like, you really like this book? Are you okay? But it's not a red flag because it's not like, if you like this book, you have something wrong with you. It's more of a check-in, like, hey, are you good? And then the next book is Beach Read, which I have a physical copy, but I just don't have the physical copy. That's a beige flag because it's like truly a, do you like this book, or do you say that you like it because of literally everyone else on Book Talk saying that they like it? Do you have your own opinion of this book, or did you just read the Goodreads and say, I agree with that? Because that's what I do. I like that book. When I reflect upon it, I don't know if I can say that I remember what happened. My cousin was reading it. She was like, I like the book. And I was like, I know I read it. I don't know what happens in it, but I know that I like the book. Did I really like it, or did I just like it because I was supposed to like it? Who knows? I sure don't. All I remember about that book is like, it's an enemies to lovers, academic rivals book, maybe. I rated that one higher than The People We Meet on Vacation, which is what a lot of society does, which, again, am I just following society, or do I have my own opinions? I don't know. Honestly, everything in this world is derivative at this point. The People We Meet on Vacation, I feel like I remember more lines and scenes from this book, but I rated it lower than Beach Read, so it doesn't really make sense. So the next book is literally anything by Murakami. Solely for the fact that it's like, if you like Murakami books, it's just like, let me stop you there and say, like, why? The way that he depicts women is really questionable. The stories that he tells are also very questionable. I didn't super love this book. I didn't super dislike this book. This book was average to me. But this is also the only Murakami book that I have. But just like any of his books, what's your fascination with women's tits, you know? Did I just say that? The way that he portrays women and the stories that he tells, it's like kind of questionable. So it's like, let's stop. Let's think about it. And then let's continue. Like, if I were seeing someone and they were like, oh, my favorite author is Murakami, I'd be like, really? Say more. Next book is This Is How You Lose a Time War. This is a beige flag book if I've ever seen it. Because if you like it, it's like, okay, yes, I get it. I get why you do like it. Because the writing is very pretty. But did you actually understand what was happening? If you've heard me talk about this book, you'll know that I did not understand a single thing that happened in this book. I read it and I said, objectively, that was really pretty writing. Subjectively, what the hell happened? I read this book and I was like, I don't understand what's going on. So if you like this book, it's pretty much a, did you actually understand it? Or are you just saying that you liked it because it's a pretty well-written book? This book is very much like, if you like it, it's like a, okay, I can see how you liked it, but do we like it? Average. And then last book is a book that I think about often. I really like this book, and that is Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead. This book caught me on the title alone. I saw this book in a bookstore, and I literally was like, that's a weird title. I saw the bookstore employee left a little blurb on it, and I was like, I'll read it. I bought it. Bought it on a whim. Love this book. This book has some dark themes. The main character is not great in the head, so again, this is a beige flag because if you like this book, let's stop and assess your mental health state. It's not like if someone says like, oh, this is my favorite book, I'll be like, you're a red flag. The book is definitely not a green flag book, because if you really like this book and you can relate to this book, we need to see a therapist. I feel like this book just like so accurately depicts mental health challenges. It depicts it in a way that it's not like, oh, I feel so bad for this character. It's more of just like, that's just how it is. That's just life, you know? That's just the way the cookie crumbles. It's not only a beige flag because the color, like, we're kind of matching, but it's also a beige flag because it's just like, are we okay in the head? Are we really? Let's talk about it. Let's assess. So Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead was the last book, but I lied. This last book is just for the memes, and that is the Webster Dictionary. Literally, if you read the whole Webster Dictionary, and if you're wondering who would do that, I know someone who has done that. If you've read the whole Webster Dictionary, that is a beige flag in literally every way. No, I will not explain anymore. Anyway, those are my beige flag books that I have so far. Another disclaimer, this whole video is a joke. My life's a joke. We're just people on a spinning rock. Don't take anything I say seriously. If you're offended, sorry. Don't watch my red flag video then. Anyway, that's the video. As you can tell, this channel is not a booktube channel because I don't read enough, nor do I have enough educated things to say about books that I read. Hence why this video was me literally just not using a lot of words to describe why I think these books are beige flags. If you have any book ideas or book recommendations that you want me to read or cover, leave them in the comments below, and I may or may not do that. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to and you haven't already, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. That likely will not be a Kara's Book Corner video. Bye! As you can tell, I got new tote bags. Also, all of which basically are beige. Even my decor now is matching. But I bought this shirt and I really like it. I bought it in Palm Springs, which if you haven't watched my Palm Springs vlog, it's part of my May and June vlog. Feel free to watch that if you haven't. But I really like this shirt. It's a Street Fighter shirt. It's actually a Ramen Fighter. I can't believe I'm doing this right now in the middle of a book video. It's a Ramen Fighter shirt. I actually genuinely like it. I don't know why I just did that.